Welcome to the What's Everything podcast. We fashion ourselves cinematic judge and jury. My name is JJ Crowder. I'm here with my co-host Mattson. Wait a minute, I fucked that up.
Wow,
see what happens when you're sick.
Wow,
and fucking running in routine.
Unbelievable! You confused me with that motherfucker.
I know it's not. It's just it's in my head as one thing, and I got used to it the other way, and then that fucker came back. Anyway, so my co-host Alec Burgess, the important one.
Let's get it.
We appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead and hit that follow, like, subscribe, bell notification buttons. Hit them all. It helps us grow the podcast, helps you keep up with our episodes. Go check out our Patreon. It's where all the fun happens. Voting on these movies that we're doing today and for the next few weeks here in the month of August, which we'll talk about here in a second. But yeah, go join. You can join for free, vote for free. If you're willing to help support the podcast with a couple of bucks, you can get in on the real fun of all the behind the scenes shit that, like, Alec's gonna give me hell for almost calling him Mattson earlier, that I'm sure will happen after this episode.
It's fine.
Yeah. So with that, yeah, August, we're new month. Ironically enough, we did actors and actresses, and this is Mattson's actress. And he's not going to be here for any of these recordings because he's currently moving. So,
son of a bitch.
I know, right? Like, saddles us with Amy Adams. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I like Amy Adams, but
Amy Adams is great, but he's missing all the great picks that we picked for him.
yeah, it's just gonna be something. Anyway, so the month of August is Amy Adams month, and to kick us off, we're jumping right in with some hot shit. With Enchanted. It was released November 21st, 2007. It was written by Bill Kelly, and it was directed by Kevin Lima. Stars Amy Adams, Susan Sarandon, James Marsden, Patrick Dempsey, Timothy Spall, Idina Menzel, Rachel Covey, and Julie Andrews as the narrator, of course. There's some other names in there that are pretty big, but as we know, we'll jump into this movie, which is about a young maiden in a land called Andalasia, who's prepared to be wed, is sent away to New York City by an evil queen, where she falls in love with a lawyer. I started off as a really good synopsis, and then it went like, we're in a hurry. Let's go.
Yeah, we got a character count. We got to fit.
That was wild. Yeah, Enchanted. All right, Alec, I know why you picked this, but why don't you tell our lovely listeners and watchers why you picked this?
I hate this movie. I picked it for one reason only, to make Mattson fucking watch it. And that motherfucker isn't even here. So this is a waste of a fucking pick. I'm so mad. The worst part is, so I hate this movie. I don't really have a good reason for hating it necessarily.
Yeah.
But when I was working at the Disney store like 10 years ago, this soundtrack made up like 80% of the CD that we listened to when the store was open. So before I'd even seen this movie, I knew the songs. And she loves this movie. So she was all excited when we got to watch it, but she was also like, I thought you hated this movie. And I had to tell her there's a bit of podcast politics going on and maneuvering here. And motherfucker just had to go and move in the first week of August. Fucking bullshit. So yeah, I hate this movie. And I picked it for Mattson, and he's not even here.
No. Dick. What a dick.
What about you, JJ? How do you feel about this movie?
You know, listen, I'd never seen this movie. I had intention of seeing this movie. So thanks for that. I do appreciate the effort to get Mattson. It's always a pleasure. And we were talking about recording in bulk, you and me, but maybe we'll hold off because my picks were meant to fuck with Mattson too. But I also had contingency that because I knew he was moving, so if he wasn't able to record for some reason, you and I would probably like the two movies that I picked. Therefore, have a good time recording regardless. But maybe I'll see I don't remember what he said he's going to be back. But wow, you're getting to see some of the behind the scenes podcast, movie podcast politics here. But maybe we can drag the recordings out a little bit so that he has to watch the two movies that I picked. just
Perfect.
because I know he'll probably hate them worse than he would have hated this. Because deep down, Mattson has the soul of a little girl sometimes. So for him, this movie may have resonated, and he may have enjoyed it. And that's
not gonna argue with that. Makes sense.
Really, I feel bad. I'm sorry for little girls everywhere by that comparison, but I mean, there is a little bit of that in Mattson. So this is what happens when you don't show up, dude.
Just get reamed.
You get lambasted on the podcast. So with that, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Look, did I hate this movie? No. Did I love this movie? Absolutely not. Like, I felt nothing about this movie. I will say it's not good. Like, but I also see from a certain point of view, and like from a kid's perspective, or even from like a musical enthusiast perspective, or a Patrick Dempsey perspective, like lover perspective, or a Marsden perspective, lover perspective, or an Amy Adams lover perspective. Like, I could see where you would find some enjoyment in this movie. I'm none of those three things. At least Amy Adams in this particular can't like want to rip her vocal cords out while she's talking throughout this whole movie perspective. Like, so I mean, I'm kind of indifferent about this movie, but I wouldn't watch it again. You know what I mean? I would never have watched it in the first place if it weren't for the podcast. So chalk another win up to the What's Our Verdict podcast.
Woo! Found a movie JJ never seen.
Yeah, I mean, and
for a good reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like I was like, I'll never watch Enchanted. It was just like, I'm
no
good.
Interest.
Yeah, like, why? I don't have kids. I don't. Even my nieces are like, in 2007 they were too little, and now they just don't care. So it's like, yeah, it would anyway. I would. The best part about it was forcing Casey to watch it and having her at least a dozen times look at me and go, "Fuck Alec."
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is, because there's parts that I do laugh at. Timothy
Sure.
Paul.
Oh yeah,
he's funny. Pip the Chipmunk.
Oh yeah,
great. But it's got to be something between the fact that you have Amy Adams, Marsden, Spall, who are all like way over in fairy tale view with their acting.
Yeah.
And everybody else, including, like, in my opinion, Patrick Dempsey, is just bland.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on there. And so it's just weird. And yeah. I paused this at like 35 minutes in, thinking I had 35 minutes left. Son of a bitch. This is almost a 2-hour fucking movie. What the fuck?
You, sir, were wrong.
I was so fucking wrong. I was just like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Because it is not a long movie, but it feels like it is.
Yeah.
And I was trying to see, like, hey, where would I cut it down? And there's not a very, like, I would cut that specifically.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't find anything that I was like, oh yeah, no, you didn't need that. Everything was just too long.
Mm-hmm.
With where you're commuting or you're walking or you're going through stuff. The scenes are too long.
Yeah.
So like it's almost like every scene was essential to tell the story, but they were just too long of scenes. Like, cut a little bit more, but I don't know where to cut it. And I usually try and pick a movie where I'm dragging, like, hey, I could have done without that scene. But even like the ones I would have cut is probably the restaurant scene.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite scene in the movie. So it's like anything that could have been cut was the best part of the movie because it didn't pertain to the story necessarily.
Yeah.
And I was just going. I was like, "This is stupid. Why did I pick this movie? Matson's not even gonna be here." I was more mad about that than anything else. But
of course,
I mean, yeah, it's not a good movie, but it's also not anything that I could say is, hey, this is absolute horseshit. Like, yeah, it's just very bland.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. It's not. Yeah, I don't even know. It's such a weird thing too. Like, I'm trying to think, how do I explain this? Like, to your credit, like to your point, you're not wrong. Like, we do this a lot, right? What would we cut? What would we edit? I do think the thing that stands out is there's a 10-minute musical break in the middle of this fucking movie that I'm like, could have been true. 5. And that's again, I'm in the same boat. Like, that's the only thing I'm like, okay, that could have been 5 minutes less. But I understand the necessity of it too, because it's where Patrick Dempsey gets to see that she's not fucking around. Like, this girl has some weird shit going on that you can't just attribute to her being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, there's something, the animals and the fucking people are just like attracted to her and like her, you know what I mean? So you need it, but it doesn't need to be 10 fucking minutes long. Like, it doesn't need to be the full musical gamut. Like, we could have gotten a very abridged version of that and it would have worked. But in the restaurant scene, yeah, like, you could do without it from a story perspective, but it's the funniest part of the movie. Like, when he hurls the pizza like a frisbee that's like 8 feet wide, like into the
and it just blows up.
Yeah. It's like, that's not how that would work, but sure. And so it just like, and then the other piece, I'm like, well, you could have cut out. I guess, and again, I was thinking you could cut out some of the entry scenes, like of them coming through the manhole. But at the same time, again, some of the funniest shit that happened in the movie, like when he comes out ass first, it's just like, I can't even. And he's like, no, I'm looking for a prince. And these construction workers like, all
Checks.
right.
Yeah,
like,
tracks.
But then the fact that they're like, oh, again, like, it's you just had 3 people crawl out of this shit. Like, it's just great. Anyway, like, but again, yeah, the parts that work you could cut out, but then you're left with this fucking non-functional movie versus there were some funny parts.
Yeah, and like even because there's the subtle jokes, right? Like right at the beginning where she's cleaning the house and she calls all the city animals.
Yeah.
And so you get the pigeons and the rats and the
cockroaches
and the flies. And it's just,
that
I like that because that's a playful spin on the whole fairy tale thing, right? Woodland creatures come and show up, and there are no woodland creatures in New York City. So instead you get the city vermin.
Yeah.
And so that like makes me chuckle, right? Those little moments.
Mm-hmm.
But what sandwiches that is like I like Patrick Dempsey. I'm not a huge fan of his, but he's solid.
Yeah.
And he's just like plain white bread.
Yeah.
Has just no substance to his character as his acting. Yeah. And he's just kind of like like who's gonna pick that over freaking Marsden with all of his, flamboyant just awesomeness. Like,
right.
And so it's going through more time where I'm like, the person I want to see more of is actually Marsden.
Yeah.
In this. And
completely.
His screen time that he gets, like he's great every single time he's on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not on it enough.
Yeah.
And instead we get, lawyer Patrick Dempsey, which I think he could play that a lot better. I feel like it was trying to be this boring lawyer.
Yeah.
But lawyer itself just implies boring. You don't have to double it up with more boring. You can have, your Robin Williams from Hook type lawyer or Lincoln lawyer kind of mixing in there. So you have a personality on top of being a lawyer, because lawyer by itself is, you're just kind of like being redundantly boring.
Mm-hmm. For the sake of being boring.
Yeah. And so that was rough because it felt like most of the great moments were sandwiched by just Patrick Dempsey existing.
Yeah.
Like he showed up to work that day for 35 minutes and gone.
Yeah. I blame that on Grey's Anatomy. This was at the height of Grey's. It was like the first 2 years of Grey's Anatomy, which is like, if you want to call it peak. I don't know enough about the show, but like I remember that's when like Casey was watching it a ton, and so it was like for him, I think it was just like an additional paycheck that he cashed in on because of his resurgence because of Grey's Anatomy, and so yeah, it's just like Star Wars, or not Star Wars. It was like Transformers, that he was in the second Transformers movie, I think, where it was like you can tell he got this offer because he's super on top of the world again because of Grey's Anatomy. So he's like, well, I'm going to cash in on this movie paycheck at the same time as this TV paycheck, because why the fuck not, right? I don't think I've seen I can't think of a good Patrick Dempsey performance since like the 90s, dude. So it's like, I think about that too. And I'm like, when has he been good since Grey's Anatomy? Like,
not really as a leading character.
mm-mm.
For me, it's more like in the background.
What has he even done? Like, that's the other thing I was trying to think of while I was watching this. I had this internal dialogue going on. Like, has he even done any? I guess he was in.
I guess it's more of the like Screams. He's in a couple of those, right?
Yeah, he hasn't done much at all.
He's done some voice work. Transformers, like you said.
Bridget Jones' Baby.
But he's much better as a TV actor than he is as a movie actor. And maybe that's because in TV, right, you get more chances.
Yeah.
Or you can play this like boring character, and then the scenes around you maneuver enough that you can, you'll have your great moments, and it just kind of, I guess the flow of the show will help you out. But in a movie, you don't get that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, a movie, you got to be on it.
He's also pretty to look at. There's that.
Fair. That is fair. He is a very attractive man. Yeah, I think the last thing I saw him in that I actually appreciated him was in Freedom Riders. I think that was the last time. And even that wasn't even like he was in, a massive amount. It just, anyway. Yeah, disappointing as far as that goes. But again, I think there's a lot of actors that had like a can't buy me love kind of thing. And then, Patrick Dempsey's the shit. And then they fall off because he didn't do much later, as he grew up. And then he got Grey's Anatomy. And it's like, oh, yeah. And I don't blame him. Fuck, dude, take those paychecks. You know what I mean? Get that shit. I don't care. But I think that's, Patrick Dempsey is Patrick Dempsey. He was just a pretty face for this. And that's about it. I think the part that I wanted more of that made sense to me from this movie's perspective and what it was trying to do was her Amy Adams and the daughter moments, like their little shopping trip. I was like, fuck, can I see more of that? Because that shit I bet's funny as fuck. The two of them having the interaction, spending dad's money, like that shit's funny as hell. And but you only get that one scene, and there's so much focus on their like falling in love shit. Like, I'd have much more appreciated it if you'd come at it from the aspect of he learned to appreciate her because of the interaction she had with his daughter versus that being implied, right? Like, so obviously the daughter, they had that moment where she's like, I'm going to miss her. And so you can tell that they've bonded, but like, show me more of that versus like this whole love story angle that, he's all, and I'm like, he's known her for 2 days and she's running through the park singing. Come on, man. Like, give me something. Have some funny scenes with Amy Adams and that little actress, because she was pretty funny. So I think they missed the boat there pretty big. And I think that could have added some value to the film.
No, I like that, because let's change 2 scenes in the movie, right? Let's get rid of the shower scene and have it Amy Adams is making the daughter breakfast scene. And let's switch she made a dress from the curtains to they made a dress out of the curtains, or they made matching dresses out of the curtains.
See,
like you switch those two, and like you said, it becomes now a daughter's interaction with Amy Adams, which he's going to appreciate because that's the whole reason why Nancy is there to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you have that. It's a little bit more natural and understanding, and like you were saying, it just fits a little bit better than trying to force this love story and bring in the daughter afterwards.
Yeah. I like that. That's 2 good scene changes there. I will say it did tickle me every time you see the curtains with like the cutouts. Yeah. That shit was subtly funny as fuck. Like, especially the second time. Anyway, but yeah, like I think this could have been an interesting, look, it's never going to be a fucking Oscar winner movie, but it also could have been much more entertaining. And I think could have really tugged at your heartstrings a little bit better. I also think the ending of this movie is Jesus, is it bloated? Like the whole fucking Susan Sarandon dragon chase. I'm like, Jesus, can we just get this over with? Like,
we know how it's gonna end.
Yeah, like fuck, this is taking forever. You know what I mean? And like, so anyway, but I will say that the little henchman dude running around trying to get her to eat, drink, like all his different accents and shit. I laughed a lot at him, but that's sad when that's the funniest. And I love that he looked the most like his animated version.
Yeah. Well, they've done him dirty because he did voice work for The Princess and the Frog.
Oh, okay.
As like the fat sidekick again, little henchman.
Geez.
And they did it. It's almost the exact same body model they used for the animated character here. They're just fucking with him at this point, which is a bummer because, like you said, like he's the best part of this movie.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. It's just, yeah, he made like in his interactions with the freaking chipmunk dude, like with Pip. Oh my god, hilarious. And even to the point, the one was disturbing when he hangs him up by the fucking hanger. Yeah. I was like, that's even Casey's like, that's fucked up. I was like, that's way fucked up. It's like torturous shit. Yeah. It was like, there are little kids that are fucking scarred because of that shit right there. Like, or some little asshole like you actually went out and did it. Like,
yeah. Oh no, 100%. Come here, little chipmunk.
Sociopaths. I mean, it's fucking insane. The other piece that makes me laugh, and I understand why they did it, but man, what a waste of Idina Menzel.
Yeah.
That woman, I love her. Like, she can sing, she can act, but she can sing. Fuck, man. And the fact that we don't get to hear her sing, and I know why, because look, Amy Adams has a very beautiful voice, but if Idina yeah, that's why nobody else sings in this movie except in the background, because any of these professional singers like Idina Menzel starts singing, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, she probably should have been the lead.
Yeah.
It's just like, but that's the other funny part about that is I love how Marsden and her end up together at the end, like, because he's so stupid but he's so blunt because he's so fucking dumb, and she loves that shit. Like,
it makes sense.
Yeah, it just made me laugh. Like, and it's weird because you start to go, well, how did those other two end up together to begin with? Like, because he's so serious and drab, and then like she obviously wants some like spontaneity and weird. Yeah, interesting. It's just an interesting. But I was like, that's another one. They should make a side movie of those two.
They made a sequel.
Well, I know. Isn't it called like Disenchanted or some shit?
Focuses on, but
sounds to me like with the name that I'm sure it has something to do with they're not happy in fucking Happy Land anymore.
Yeah. Which who could have seen coming marrying a boring lawyer?
Yeah, no shit. Makes me nervous though, because it was fucking Adam Shankman that directed that one, so it probably has some of the dumbest fucking humor ever. Because that's typical Adam Shankman.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, that's fair. You do like that dumbass humor.
I do like dumb humor.
Yeah. Well, it does have Maya Rudolph in it, so it could be. Yeah. I don't know. I just get salty because like I hear Adam Shankman and I'm like, all I think about is the new version of Hairspray. I'm like, fuck, yeah, I can't. I can't. You probably, not that you could ruin this movie, but like you certainly couldn't improve upon it with that guy. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it got way worse fucking like ratings and reviews. So let's not add that to our list.
Here's the thing about this movie.
Yeah.
It is popular.
Oh, I know.
With certain people.
Yeah.
One of them is my wife. I don't know why. But it's a weird, like it's a very polarizing movie, right?
Yeah.
You either love it, like she's like, this is top for one of my top favorite movies. Like she loves it that much. Or you're in the same boat we are, which is like, why the fuck was this made? And there is a no in between.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where like you've never seen this.
No.
Right. So it's a weird one where a lot of people I don't think have seen it. Yeah. But if you have seen it, you usually seen it once or you're watching it every weekend. Like it's crazy. It's a weird one.
I would want to put ice picks in my ears if I had to listen.
Yeah,
just because Amy Adams' voice when she talks, like the whole, and I know what she was doing it, but like, God, that high pitched, because that's not her voice. Like when you watch her in normal shit, like she actually has a little more baritone to her voice, like versus that high pitched. I was like, fuck, shut up. Like it was, and I love Amy Adams. She's a phenomenal actress. And I think one of the things you can say is that this kind of shows that too, because it couldn't have been easy to do that ridiculousness for however long, months at a time. Like,
yeah,
Jesus. But yeah, like I just think, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. Like I won't watch this again if I can avoid it at all possible. And I can for the most part. So I really like Amy Adams. So which we'll talk about a lot during this month. Like I think there's not any other movies that we're doing this month that I don't have just like massive amounts to praise to heap on her. There's at least one that I don't love the movie in general, but I love her. So it's like, this is such an outlier for me when it comes to her and like the movies that she's in. Though I will say Mattson's 2 picks didn't make it. And I promise, I guarantee some of that votes and people were looking at it going, but those aren't Amy Adams movies. She's just fucking in them. And barely at that. I was like,
yeah.
When he sent me to put them in, I was like, dude, those aren't, wait, that's not Amy Adams movies, dude. Like, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird choice. Weird movie. Should we rate it?
Let's do it.
Kick it off, buddy. This is your shit show.
This is my shit show. 1.5. And that's an easy 1.5. It's not that good of a movie. It's not that bad of a movie, but it's far more bad than it is good. And it's at like less than 2-hour runtime, I believe, like of actual movie time.
Yeah.
And it feels like 6.
Yeah.
I will sit down. I will sit down and watch a 6-hour movie. I've done it before, multiple times. I was so ready for this to be over, and I'd seen it before. I knew what to expect. I knew what I was getting into, and I still just cannot. I was getting up, kind of walking around, moving, fidgeting. ADHD was kicking in hard because I can't sit through it.
Yeah,
it's not compelling. It has its moments, but those moments are really, sandwiched in by just bleh. So it's like 1.5. Not going to be watching it again. If it's something that you have avoided for the past, what is it now, 18 years? News for you. You're not missing out. So keep avoiding it. There's no reason to go watch this unless you are a huge Timothy Spall fan. That's the only reason why you should watch it, because he does a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to give it a 2. I think I always have to try to, on movies like this, I try to keep in mind that it is a kid's movie at the end of the day. And from a kid's perspective, especially probably, I don't even want to say that, just from a kid's perspective, I could see where there's some entertainment value here. I think there's a lot of jokes and little goofiness that land. I think it's ironic because the things that they tried to do for the adults in this movie didn't work. To your point, like the shower scene, like there was no need for that shower scene. It was just to be controversial, if you will, a little risque, if you will, and have the little funny birds holding the towel for her or whatnot. But like what worked is the kid stuff. Like I said, the interaction between her and the kid, and then like this, even though it's too fucking long, the singing scene's pretty funny. Like that she gets everybody in fucking Central Park to dance with her and sing with her. And so, I mean, there's parts to it that are redeeming, but not even remotely enough of them to actually redeem the movie. Yeah, there's obviously phoned in performances. This was a paycheck for a lot of people. And I'm still blown away at the names that are in this movie. Like, even if you take Patrick Dempsey out of it, like Susan Sarandon, Amy Adams, James Marsden, fucking Idina Menzel. And I understand Idina Menzel because she's kind of a Disney staple. But like some of these actors, like there's fucking 3 multiple Oscar nomination, I think a couple of wins among the two of them, because I know Susan Sarandon's won one, and I'm pretty sure Amy Adams has won one, and I know James Marsden was nominated for at least one. So you've got at least 3 nominations in there, bare minimum, and I'm pretty sure a couple of wins. And here we are, and they're in Enchanted. So it's just wild. But again, it could have been way worse. Like, we've watched way worse on this podcast. So
that is fair.
I don't want to like say it's a raging dumpster fire, but I want to say it's adjacent.
Close enough.
And I'm glad that I had avoided it for the entirety of its existence up until yesterday. So
you're welcome.
Thanks for that. But yeah, so I'll give it a 2, and I will not watch this again. And yeah, there it is. Man, August is off to a great start, but it should be interesting for the rest of the month, because the rest of the month there's some heavy hitters, I think. But yeah, with that, Alec, tell everybody where they can find us.
Happy to. Like JJ said, this is week 1 of AAA month. Amy Adams August. Gonna put that on a t-shirt.
You should.
So, like JJ's plugged before, the Patreon is the place to get involved. Votes are free. We spent the first 5 minutes of this podcast making fun of our redheaded stepchild friend that you should tell you, these votes mean a lot to us. There's no kind of voting bragging rights, more so than, beating out JJ and Mattson, or beating out each other for getting a pick on there. That's not the entire reason. That's a very big reason why we do the podcast, is to make each other suffer, 1, and 2, have bragging rights that our movies got picked. So completely free to vote. Join us there. Go vote. Put in a vote. If you want more content, we are full of it. We're plus 500 episodes on Patreon of behind the scenes, outtakes, jokes, giggles, inappropriate stuff that we cannot put on the actual YouTube podcast, and all the above. There's even extra full-length episodes of some weird-ass fucking movies that we have had requested by our lovely patrons, Charles, CB, and Rich.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to make us watch some pretty fucked up stuff, because they have, you can join in a tiered membership, pay us a little money. We'll watch whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about it. That's as easy as it is. So join us there for free. Join us there for paid. Have some fun. We do hate each other, but we also love each other. So, I mean, it's a very fun group environment, whole little thing. So join us there. And with that, I'll kick it back to, let's see, the Titan of Terror, the Colossus of Clout, a JJ.
Yes, sir. Titan of Terror works because we're getting closer to March or October, my friend.
Dude, I have seen Weapons fucking trailer like every other goddamn ad, because you made me watch it.
You're welcome. It's everywhere, dude.
Made me watch it.
Yeah,
it is now everywhere.
It is everywhere. I laugh every time it pops up on my feeds too, because I'm like, oh, that's funny. Especially like there's the here's Johnny type looking scene where the head to the door thing. I'm like, oh god, this
the one that I was getting for a while is the one where the kid's like running across the street like a fucking butterfly. God damn, I hate
creepy
that.
Ass shit. So yeah, there's some fun to possibly look forward to. But yeah, look, we love it when you join us. We appreciate it. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Cinemagic out.
Whoa!